Hello everyone, and welcome to this tune-up presentation or training about organic underwriting, specifically database management through the organic process for Category C crops. We are talking fruit. We are not talking about anything else. We're talking Category C. Alright, my friends, here we go. This presentation, albeit quick, is going to answer the following question. How to work organic databases for Category C crops through the organic transition period. This has been a painstaking process that has been run always inconsistently amongst AIPs, and we finally got to a point where it's not that hard. It's very simple. And it starts with factoring. This is actually a very smart, very concise process. It's very simple. What is the T yield for the organic practice for the same crop county type? The organic T yield divided by the conventional T yield of its counterpart, okay, the same crop county type, different practice of conventional, what's the T yield there? Alright, this example of apples in Washington, 970 is the loose field box T yield for organic. Divide that by 1141 conventional T yield for apples, alright, 0.85. The work has already been done, and fortunately 0.85 is the factor for all apples regardless of type and crop and county. So that's really nice. Just remember that, 0.85. Alright, so what we do with that factor is the following. So you're sitting with the grower and he says, hey, this was my production, and you work it out to what the average yield is for the year. Then you come up with the approved yield of that database as 1,800. Alright, so 1,800 is approved yield for the conventional database, but you're sitting with the grower and he says, hey, for 2018 I am planning on farming this transitional. You ask them with or without a certificate. 95% plus of the time they're going to say without a plan. But anyways, stepping back, what is the factor? So 1,800 approved yield divided by multiplied by 0.85, the factor equals 1,530. So here's the conventional database that we were just talking about, right? And we've calculated the approved yield. That now gets shifted to the side. Don't lose it, don't delete it. You got to keep it there, but you move over and you create a new database for that unit. And this is the organic transitional database. You stick in 4 years of that factored organic number from the conventional database. You bring that over into the 4 years, and this qualifies for insurance, and that obviously becomes the approved yield, 1,530. Without a plan, you insure it as conventional. With a plan, you insure it as organic transitional. We know that that means, is there a certificate or is there not a certificate? That's what it means. The fortunate part is that although you have to answer yes to the PA question that says, is this organic first year? Mark it yes, and that may or may not trigger a pair depending on the AIP. That's yet to be clarified. It sounds like it will trigger a pair for the first year, but we don't have to do an RO determined yield request form, which is so much better than the previous year. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Let's go through it. Now we start adding actual years of organic transitional history that is probably insured as conventional because they don't have a plan typically. But we get to those 3 years in there of that transition period, and now the grower tells you, I am moving to certified organic. What do you do with this database? Well, it's simple. You get to just change it to the practice to organic certified. You don't have to do another analytical database. You don't have to do anything like that. Nor do you have to do an RO determined yield or anything. You just get to change it from OT to OC and move forward with a database that looks like this. Let's jump forward a couple years, and now we have this 5-year database of apples. As you know, apples are a 5-year database. We've got a 5-year database of apples, and the grower going into 2023 says, man, look at my production. I think I'm going back to conventional practices. This used to be a painstaking process where you had to do an RO determined yield because of a break in continuity in the numbers. Well, guess what they've allowed us to do now? We get to simply change the practice back to conventional. Don't have to do an RO determined yield. Probably put a note on it saying now farming conventionally. And voila! Because we're going from a practice that is historically known for lower production numbers into a practice that is known for higher production numbers, they recognize that there's minimal risk to this just being switched over to conventional without any issues there. So this is an excellent process, a lot easier than what it was before. It's obviously not perfect. There's always probably a better way to do it. But what I wanted to do is just teach you how it's done so that going into 2018 combo working time, we are all marching to the same tune. Thank you very much. I know that there's going to be lots of little questions, logistically how to do this and how to do that. Let's talk to each other and with each other to answer those case-by-case processes. But this right here teaches the overarching process. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.